Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Victorious Virgo and I'm Vinoth here. First of all, just wanted to wish you a happy new year. If you're watching this in the month of January, and today is actually first, so you can watch this video if you're watching it later. This particular reading can be applicable. It's just timeless. So today I just thought of doing a reading for the new year for the divine masculine. So let's. I just wanted to check a few basic messages. So overall, we'll just see what all kind of guidance I have. Couple of decks which I can. I'm not going to tarot today. I'm just going to get some basic messages and channel messages. So let's see how it goes. So I'm using this deck. This is the okay, this is the activation of your soul, activation card for your soul. So let's see what guiding angel spirit guides. Let's see what comes for the divine masculine, divine masculine collective. What's the activation that is going to happen? What is the activation card for the divine masculine collective spirit? What about card number 9, communication? Okay, so basically this is communication. You can see the third eye activation, and basically it's like kind of getting enlightenment. And what I see here is communication. Communication is basically talks about what I can figure out is either you're kind of getting activated in terms of awakening to the spiritual awakening maybe is happening to you, and you've been asked to communicate certain things in life. Maybe there was a block. You might have had a certain blockage with respect to your throat chakra or anything for that matter, and there could be a blockage in your third eye and things like that where you couldn't see the truth. So maybe now it is getting activated, and it's about time that you speak your truth or communicate with the people whom you need to stand up to, or whom you need to convey certain messages. I think this is what it is asking you to do in this new year. So it could be also about bringing in ending number 9. All 9 and 10 new beginnings will start. So it's basically towards the end of some cycle. You're closing a cycle. If you have to close a cycle, if you have to close certain relationships, certain friendships, or certain kind of anything for that matter, if you need to communicate that, and instead of postponing certain things in your life, it is asking you to communicate, stand up for yourself, and to know that it is each individual's life, where we are not here to kind of please others and live for their expectations, rather than live according to what you want, so that you are nowhere affecting another person's life, at the same time not catering to another's needs. So uh, that is the that is what I'm getting out of this. So let's go. So in terms of your spiritual journey, where are you? Where are you in terms of your spiritual journey? There's the transformation. So this is like this is basically like a phoenix. A fresh new way of living emerges. So this goes in very well with this card. So that's what I was telling. So maybe you're awakening to some truth and things. Transformation is nothing but when you do a change, when you stand up for yourself, when you get the courage to stand up and speak up, or speak your truth, be your authentic self. Small things like that, small change is called. It is. I mean, transformation may sound so, or maybe something totally transformed. Can look like something complex is going to happen, something major might happen. Yeah, it can happen also, but then there are chances that just standing up for yourself, or speaking your truth, or telling someone no, telling someone yes, or conveying what you feel, that itself brings about changes in life. So that's something that is like the message that is following. This is the spiritual journey. Where are you in terms of that? So you would be raising up like phoenix. Even something can end up, you may end up like something might end make you feel like you've lost everything and things like that, but know that you are a phoenix. If you're a divine masculine, definitely you have the abilities, you have the strength, you have the spirit to know that you can come back again, rise from the ashes. So that is the key thing, that we as a spiritual, when you are going through this journey, you tend to test your spirit, how strong is your spirit. And so it looks like very difficult situations we put through, but then it is just to make us kind of I mean, for ourselves to recognize how strong we are. So just keep that in mind, take that positive attitude towards this. Why I'm basically saying is I've gone through transformation like 100 times or something, I would say. Different things have come through, and initially it was very difficult for me to like, it was painful and things. Now I undergo transformation just like without any, I'm ready to go and undergo a transformation. Only thing, sometimes changes will come, major changes. So those are the time when you kind of feeling, oh no, I'm lazy and things like that. So but just don't feel lazy. Don't postpone things that are. This is like especially this time of the year. I don't know about the olden day. I mean, those past years, the years before, how people have woken up and how long they took and things like that. But we are in a kind of kind of a timeline uh, where the delay would really cost us a lot. So if you are supposed to be in this path, I would highly, highly recommend you to give it a thought and to make the necessary changes instead of avoiding that, because we may end up paying a lot for just not kind of listening to such kind of maybe this is the first time you are listening to some message like this. If it resonates with you, take it. Otherwise, just it may not be a message. But if it resonates with you and then it just triggers you within you that something, or triggers a fear in you or something of that kind, then it means that it is for you, and it is something that you, what is that fear? Overcome that fear. You have to communicate, stand up and communicate, and see how it feels. I promise you that it is a transformation that you will love. You will love later on, I'm telling you. So just go with that positive things. Don't get, there will always be fear. We may be masculine, we can call ourselves masculine, but there is fear always. Ultimately, we have fear, we have so much that we hide. So the more thing is to overcome that fear is to go through it actually. So that is a key message that I'm getting. So let's see. Okay, guys. I'm not showing the cards. I always just show the cards, and I was doing so. I thought today I'll show my face and then speak, so that at least there's some kind of interaction on the new year. So I hope you guys don't mind. Oh, just wanted to. Yeah, next let's get some this. So what is the next advice for divine masculine collective? So yeah, and I've always been through this, so I would never tell anything that if I have not gone through, I wouldn't really tell. I've just been through all, and I just kind of question it, fight, and first initially I was like that. I was trying to avoid what is this, what nonsense is this, and talking. And then I realized it's better. It's better to go through it. If not, it'll be coming harder and harder. So yeah. So let's see. So I'm just telling you, just take it. I mean, I know most of the divine masculines are made as the as kind of the bad boys. So I kind of understand why you guys have gone through all much. I mean, that is a different sort of things that you're going through. So I mean, I consider myself to be more on the divine feminine side, the energy more towards that. So that I resonate more with that energy. So that's what I'm saying. So let's see. So please take this message with New Year. I understand. I don't want to be like heavy messages like this and that. I just want to make sure that I can convey the message in such a way that it gives you with some kind of what to say, like a little bit of with some guidance and personal through my personal experience. I can just little give motivation and courage to face it and take necessary actions is what I'm saying. So let's see. So what's the message? Next message for divine masculine. Observer. I don't know whether you can see the word. Observer. So what I'm saying from this card is you could have been seeing you could have been just like so far may have followed some of the guidance and or you could be just observing some things and just not really taking actions. I think you're kind of not really into the spiritual journey and things like that, if at all. I'm talking to some of divine masculines, not all of you. Some of you may be following it, but some still may be skeptical or like you, what is this all about? I don't care. But then there is a part of you, you know that you're observing all the stars, sun, moon, whatever it is, and you know there is like some things with respect to astrology and things like you're dabbling in a few things and observing all around you what's happening, and you see that there are some changes that is impacting your life. So instead of just waiting to see the whole thing collapse and just it'll drag you down. Actually, I'm telling you, the more we postpone such things, the more we postpone such things, the harder the effect of it comes, because sometimes it will forcefully make you to do certain changes. So at the same time, if you don't, same time, look at it in this perspective that you have been given an honor of being the divine masculines, right? So it's like directly the God has chosen you people, and to be privileged to do that. Yeah, it is one of the toughest things to go through, because sometimes we are just put in such a mess I understand it's such a mess that we just feel like, oh God, this can't be true. But then that is what we have to go through, that kind of situations, to come out and to know that you can help people who are in such situations. That is the key thing that one has to understand, and not to make ourselves feel unworthy, bad, we are bad guys. Good and bad doesn't exist anywhere. So just understand that all of us are put in different situations to come out of it, not to hold on to the same things, because you very well know which is working, which is not working. And after a point in time, when if you're watching this video, means this message is for you, so there is something that that you might have taken, you might have to take some action. So this is different ways in which spirit communicates through you. So if you have accidentally clicked on this and this comes through, just give it a, just, there's nothing wrong. It's not like out of fashion, now I'll become a spiritual, now a spiritual person, no I can't, it doesn't look good on me, what people will think. No, the what I would say is like, right now people may think, okay, yeah, what is he talking about, spirituality or not, what is he doing? Like sometimes you may be like, how to say, the I mean trendsetter in your gang or whatever it is, like, and suddenly if you say I'm into spirituality, people just will like, what are you talking about? And yeah, there's going to be criticism and things like that, but the same thing, what I'm saying is, we are moved into an age where even I was like that. I had no clue about all this spiritual journey until I came 3 years back. So what I'm saying here is, yeah, at that point of time, you will be like slowly isolated in such a way that as you go through these changes, you yourself will isolate from people, and things will like that will happen. But to know that you have a purpose in life. Okay, so maybe right now they might look at you and saying this and that, but eventually they may come around, because once you are into this path, and you may have to be an influencer for them to change. So there is some purpose for you. So be the leader, be the person, pioneer or whatever, like in this field. And this is not like a fashion statement we are making. We are born in this world for kind of serve a purpose. I mean, sorry, to in order to kind of go through this experience and to serve a life purpose. Okay, not just that is what I'm saying. So understand that. If you can. If you're a little bit convinced of that, I'll really request you to just give it a thought, give it a try and see. I promise you there's nothing. See, I'm 40 years old, so if I look at all my friends by now, all are like the old people, but I still have that kind of, I mean, I still kind of feel I'm still in my 30s or something like that. Okay, so I mean, at least 30s, I would say. So I'm just saying, so things like that, you get to so much changes you do without knowing actually, like what I mean, you need not like this going to the church or whatever you feel like you need to be sitting there. It's all how we communicate with our higher self, and then help people. End of the day, that is what we are here to do, is to go through these changes and then know who God is. God is nothing, you are God. I am God and you are God. That's the whole concept, if you understand. So in order to understand and come to that enlightenment, you need to go through this transformation, because right now you might be in your ego mind. The ego mind has so many constructs. So in order to break all that, it takes the transformation, and to understand you have an higher self, who's the God, who's like so the God, so you transform to become a God. So yeah, so you are God, I am God, like that, and we are all one. We are all coming from one God. So that is the concept. So if you want to know what is enlightenment, awakening and things, and it took me a lot of time to kind of, I'm very logical, analytical. I was like, what they are talking about, awakening, what God means, like this is bad, that is good, this is good. So many things. I was sometimes not convinced at all. I used to have an argument because it was nobody else, but just used to argue within myself, and sometimes with some of my friends. I used to argue and see why. Because for me also it became a little difficult to starting judging myself whether I did the right thing or wrong thing. I was thinking always, then only I realized it was nothing. There's nothing called right or wrong. It's all the actions that we take. Does it hurt another person or not? Like, do we cause any kind of hurt to another person? Then it means that that's not the right things to do. But even if you've done in the past, are you in a place to ask for an apology and talk to the person and can we just forgive? I mean, kind of forgive yourself for that and see those kind of things, how we become matured in our life, and then you help others. So we are moving towards the age like a golden age, say, where we want peace, love, and joy, happiness to be in this world. So we need to eliminate all the low vibrational energies from this world. So as each one awakens, we tend to help others close by, a family or friends, whoever it is, or you could be influencer somewhere, anything. So people listen to you and awaken to that truth actually. So that is a powerful position that you are there. So in order to, that's why some people are initially chosen, and then because God has selected us, that we are kind of warriors and we have the strength to overcome situations, and still whatever we have gone through, we still would be strong enough to come back to God. That is why God trusts us and just lets us go through this experience. But sometimes we may end up forgetting that we have come on this journey and totally forget and just be in this 3D world totally, and we wouldn't believe that what we are God. No way, I cannot be God and all what you're talking about. Things like that happens. I question myself a lot. If I tell outside I'm God, means people like, what, he's gone crazy. So things like that. But then you realize the real truth of it. It might be kind of initially it might be overwhelming to understand these concepts, but once you slowly get to know that, okay, make yourself, your conscious increases, you just tend to see what really it means. It's nothing but love actually. It's just showing love, and love for yourself and love for others. That is what God wants. There is nothing. God doesn't have God doesn't hate, or God doesn't want to punish. It's always like what we do is what we get back. That is the concept. That is like a universal law where what you do, if you do something wrong, that energy will come back. That is what it is. It's nothing that God is going to punish or something. And so that is what these are things which I understood and kind of made sense with it, and also to so there's like these are the concepts that helps you. So I'm just like carried away by talking about few things. So I hope you're convinced, because I just want to make sure that you just not bombarded with messages one after the other. Yeah, you have to do this, you have to do this. I just wanted to give you some kind of some personal experience, so that you are convinced in certain ways, that you can take a step forward or take some actions towards it. So and once you say yes, I want to take, you will get the guidance. Go to YouTube, you might get a guidance of this kind. More information might come through, or you might get an idea, or something might happen, or you may speak to someone and you might end a relationship. For example, I'm saying, if you're in a frustrated relationship and suddenly you speak and everything comes to, that everything is orchestrated in such a way, just but then you need to the ball is in your court right now, in the sense that so it's like that. So just set it in motion and things, so that everything happens automatically, and you will also go through, and going through transformation, sometimes you end up like emotionally like you feel like drained, you feel like you lost some things and things, and it's sometimes difficult. So it all happens. It's part and parcel of cleansing ourselves and letting go of old energies and to come into this new energy actually. So keep that in mind. So I hope that you're convinced with the messages so far. So let's take Mother Spirit. I was going to do all love messages and things like that. I don't think I'll do that. I'll just keep these 4-5 messages and see, like, so just show me what is that you want to tell the DMs collective. Okay, what is the messages for the DMs? Okay, wonderful. You are not alone. We are here for you. We never left. Though all, okay, I can't see that. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, friends, and guides. You, you never walk alone. We walk right besides you. So, I just don't know. I'm just like. Sorry, guys. I became suddenly very emotional today. I was like, I'm just going through a very tough phase actually. So I'm going through my dark night of the soul, and it was too difficult sometimes. So when I just saw this card, I was like, suddenly it just hit me hard. So yeah, you're just not alone actually. Just your ancestors and others are there supporting you, and sometimes you just feel like very lonely, and you just feel that there's nobody to kind of just help us, or just like where are they, what are they, because we kind of are I had this I'm sorry, suddenly I always had this I used to like scold, and I just used to have this rage initially, that where are you guys, what are you doing, this and that, and when I'm just going through so much of things, and I realize that it is just that sometimes we need to vibrate in a different level so that we can kind of then sense more of their presence, rather than sometimes we are not in that level of vibration, so we just can't see them, or just kind of sense their presence sometimes. So that is why, but then we just need to know that they are there to protect us, to help us, to if you're feeling alone, sometimes you just need to ask them, and then kind of meditate and see how it feels. They always raise the vibration and help us, comfort us in a different way, or just make us sleep for 5-10 minutes. It's also the way it seems. So yeah, just sometimes if you do that, then when you're in sleep, they can reach out to you much easily. So that is something that you should know. So through all these things, maybe sometimes you feel lonely, or just like kind of not knowing what to do. Just trust and know that, just keep this in mind, even though we don't see physically. As I said, I was very logical. I said, where are you, I want to see you, something like that and all. But then I could sometimes sense it in a way that how things like certain sign symbols or something's come up, and sometimes you just feel the comfort of it, or some change that they bring about, and so always they are up for protection. So just know that, and you're not alone. Okay, so all are encouraging you. So so let's see what else is there. Now already it's 29-30 minutes, so I don't want to drag. Okay, let's do this. Divine masculine, correct? Okay. Okay, we've got two. Okay. So we have first we have the armadillo spirit. Set healthy boundaries. Card number 3. So okay, where's that? Set healthy boundaries. So as I was talking, this again goes along with the all these cards come together. See how I was talking about communication. Communication, what it means is like when you communicate and tell someone that sorry, my lighting is so when we talk to, like in relationship or within families, if you feel someone is taking over your life and running your life, or trying to decide something on your behalf, or trying to influence you to do some things, that is, they are coming into your boundary. So understand that it could be your parents, it could be your siblings, it could be your friends, it could be some strangers, or whatever it is, or your managers, your work colleagues, or anything for that matter. It can be in any situation. Even for that matter, if you know that your animals and pets and all are like taking out, I'm just saying. So just know that there is a proper communication, that I mean proper boundaries that you need to set that. Okay, if you say no, I'm not coming for certain things, they should respect you and say okay, he's not coming for that. Doesn't mean they drag you, come, no, just force you into certain places. When you say no is no, when you are made and wherever you're kind of if you feel that someone is always giving you advice and coming and forcing you to do certain things, and if you don't feel convinced that you should do that way, stand up to them and say that you are matured enough to take decisions on your own. And there's nothing wrong, because for example, if you're going to fail taking a decision, that's the learning that you get, right? If someone is coming and telling you that no, if you take a decision you might fail or you might not take the right one, then always the question, then when will you learn? When are you going to learn? So that is the way you have to see this every this particular kind of situation. So it could be a father sometimes like trying to overdo something in our life, where he still wants to do buy something for you, or select some things and give you. I'm not saying all the time, but then I'm just saying, or get you a phone of this model. I'm just saying a few basic things which comes in my mind. But then you know that what you like and what you want to choose and how you want to choose it, as long as like you're earning it, also the money and things like that. I'm so talking about here in this case. And you don't want them to like just like, okay, you can ask for an opinion. If they give, it's fine. It's not that they come and tell, I'll buy this for you, I'll select this one, or this is the right thing for you. If they choose certain things for on your behalf, that is where you need to kind of set boundaries, saying that no, I know what I like. I don't want what you liked. You understood, like am I conveying it in the right way? I don't know. But then, not to take in what others like as, and then we become just like always like following others. We always need someone to take decision. We become so dependent on others to do anything. So know that is what causes many codependent relationship. If you go for any relationship where it is unhealthy, is because one takes control of the other, because one way both are insecure in different ways, so they want to make sure that the other person doesn't go, so they make one person dependent on the other, either like financially or physically, mentally, anything, in so many ways they have. And then what happens is that gives them a kind of security, like saying that this person won't leave me. And then what they do is that, so they get into literally one controls the other one. the one becomes submissive and takes, and then it goes into different abusive relationship or whatever it is. So these are the unhealthy ways of living. So that's why we need to set boundaries actually. So set healthy boundaries to know that even in a relationship, if you are in a relationship, make sure that you know that you want, this is the freedom I need my time, I need my space. I don't want always to be 24 hours together or something like that. If you're feeling like that, you just tell that I need my time and space, and then always have trust, and set the things that if you are in a relationship, again, if you're open to sharing, and I mean, if you're trusting each other, you should know, like you should always establish that initial conditions, that like sharing your details, phones and everything. Like if you have to be open to each other, and if you always tell where you're going, what you're doing, whom you're meeting and things like that, like whether you share it or you don't want to share it, all these things you need to set those boundaries before you get into any relationship. So these are the things that is something important. So I'm just touching on different aspects, but I believe it's a huge topic actually to set boundaries. So I believe hopefully that gives you some idea about what we're talking, and that relates to the communication also. So sometimes we just kind of want to please others and just, okay, fine, maybe this time it's okay, I'll manage it, I just want to, because they have been good to me. It's kind of a manipulation. So we should identify that is not some things that they do it for their own selfish purpose. So just understand that, and it's nothing wrong in telling them that no, I'm not going to do this, because that's how they also learn. If you allow that, see, this is how all are set up, to make sure that if it's not to take anything wrong way, to understand that you're coming into my things. Why are you coming into my life and running my life, and you have a life to run, right? So the same choice they have to make for themselves. Why are they coming into and doing this additional thing? What is the reason? Ask them the question and see. If they'll say no, I love you so much and things like that. It is not love actually. That is, love doesn't kind of come in such a way. That is all emotional blackmail. It will end up in emotional blackmail. It is, once in a while it's fine, but if you're feeling like someone is into your life too much, so once in a while, yeah, people give you that. I'm not talking that is not, that is wrong or right, but I'm just saying in general, someone is in your life all the time, trying to make decisions, trying to influence you too much and things, and you get bothered with that. It's the time to speak up. And the next one is Rhino Spirit. Overcome any obstacles. So okay, that's straightforward message. As I said, once, like, I'm not interested in this these kind of terminology, divine masculine, divine feminine. I just wanted to, don't want to use such things at all. It's the collective, the set of people who are kind of chosen initially to start this whole thing of awakening, and then to ensure that we also help others. So divine, everybody is divine. So I think you should also understand that you've been chosen, that you have been chosen to wake up at this point of time, because you are a powerful being, and you have the ability to overcome any obstacles. That's what it says. So this is what I've been telling. So just kind of understand that it reiterates the point that you're not a simple person, or never to feel, if at all you feel like looking at any of your past actions, you judge yourself, saying that I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough, why will God like me? God wouldn't like me. Oh, that is all your own assumptions and your own judgments. Nobody has to judge anybody, neither do we judge ourselves. So that is the key thing you should know, and to understand that we have to make sure that we release those judgments, and to know that God always looks at you looks at you through the eyes of love. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing that he judges you And this is I don't want to quote any Bible or this and that and things. Even if there are people who could have gone into anything that may look that we would call it as evil and this and that. So, but then yes, of course, if you feel like that, there's always you can come back to it, knowing if something we can always correct it. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong. It's the only thing for us to learn lessons and to share the similar things with the others. That is what. So just make a note of it, and I hope you guys. I'm trying to make it as positive as possible. So not to just make anybody feel like unworthy, or everybody is worthy of a wonderful life. So it matters whether how we ourselves judge ourselves and end up we judge ourselves and live in our ego, and the ego will be happy. Yes, you be under my control. You need not go into the higher self control, because then I will lose control. So this is what it is. Devil is nothing but the ego which acts us and makes us feel we are unworthy, we are small, we don't know, we are not that great and things like that. So the more we kind of go through this transformation, we'll come, the ego part will slowly dissolve, and then you merge with your higher self. So that is where the journey is. So I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. So where's the other one? Okay. So with this I will end, guys. It's okay. So let's give a final message for the Divine Masculines for the new year. Let them. I wanted. Okay. I'll get one more. Okay, so Divine Masculines. Divine Masculines, the message for the Divine Masculines. Fear. These two cards again. Good number. Oh, wow, wonderful. Great. See that. First card came as fear, and the second one is realization. Okay, so I'll just match this. Okay, see this. You see this? There's a person here. See he's in like. Where am I going? Yeah, do you see that? He's surrounded by this darkness, right? It's like there are several people around pulling plugs and running your show, making you feel this way. Or it could be any entities or demons or whatever it is. You feel like the dark side, or the shadow side is taking over you. This is what it is. This is where we are in fear. So what all of us we go through this phase. Sometimes we just don't know what is it, why. Sometimes we just once we are in a fear mode, we go deep into more and more doing things which we wouldn't do if we had overcome the fear. Okay, so this is the simplest thing. So the more we are in fear, we kind of these things will pull the strings. Okay, for you. It could be people, as I said. See, these are like all ravens. They kind of pull the strings and play the fool and make you sit in this, be completely depressed. Okay. So what is the best thing to do is, fear is always overcome by love. Love and light. Love is just know that what is fear? You fear just go into that fear, what kind of fear you have. And today I realized a fear of I just kind of I always have to kind of keep doing my shadow work, and shadow work is this, what we have to let go of each one of these. It could be different fears, different people who are doing all things to us, but they are there to teach us lessons. Okay, so they play those roles. So just understand that why this dark side means, it's a way of showing us whether we are going to be governed by the dark, or do you want to be governed by the light. You can always transform this and bring it to light. Okay, so know that if you have to communicate to some people and get them out of your thing, do that, and overcome your fear of talking to them. They might hold something to you, they might scold, they might say, oh, you did this, so the yeah, those are things that is the fear that you need to overcome. If you're just going to be there, it's going to be there. They're going to just pull the strings and keep you in the same place. Do you want to be in that place? Do you want to be controlled by so many people, so many things? Or do you want to stand up and just get rid of all things? And you have the power to get rid of all these things. These are there just to show you, test you, and to make sure that you are not going to overcome the fear. That is their way of operating. But you know that once you say, God help me out, and follow those things what comes, right, you will know how much strength you have. You, within no time, you can just completely remove them, is what it says. And that is what the realization that you will get. You have a portal to walk out. See, walk into this portal of sunlight. So number 3, and the number 3 is number 11. 49, 9, 50. Okay, so the 3, okay, 3, 3, 33. So master number is here. 33 is a master number. So yeah, so that's, so yeah, so this is a beautiful way of looking at it, and I hope in this card the message is there. Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm not explain it. Maybe you might be in the felt always there's been darkness, but now you're just slowly. If you just walk, do things, what suggestion comes, right? Like in your each one's life, it differs. So take those actions specifically. Where did I vanish? So yeah, so take action. So know that fear just keeps you always. It's like, a bully. Sometimes, always, the minute you stand up to it, so what? Then you see it will vanish. That is what the key thing of this transformation is, to overcome all the fears. As I was telling you, like, just realized a little while ago, I was just thinking what to do and things like that, and many things in my life didn't. During this phase, everything was going wrong, and like I was trying. I started my channels. I started this, that business. Everything just collapsed. Actually, I was just like, I just felt this feeling of okay, I'm just I didn't know what was it. Like, I was working on all the fears and things. I thought almost but then I realized that there was one more thing. My subconscious was telling that I had this fear of not being able to I might be judged because I am going through the spiritual journey all alone. Okay, so everybody thinks I am crazy or something of that nature. So even though I've kind of what to say, set my boundaries, and I don't listen to anybody for that matter, what they think, what their opinion is about my journey and things like that. But at the same time, this is there in my subconscious from a childhood, that I cannot fail if I don't attempt. If whatever I attempt, if I fail, and then it's a failure for me. That kind of programming is there. So what has happened is, when I started my channel and it didn't go well, like previously I had another channel, and this one, everything was going slow, and there were so many things, that factors, and my business and my thing, so many things I wanted to start, and everything just got completely altered, and I wasn't sure why it was happening. And there were people who did all things for me. Okay, so I don't go into all that, but then that that had triggered me. I had the fear that I'm failing in this tarot card and things like that. This I'm just working on this for the past 2 years, and so I was just feeling maybe I was not good enough for doing this, or maybe this was not my purpose, or what was this? Why it is dragging? Why I couldn't establish myself and things like that. So, and I just felt like I was set up for a failure, and I thought like that. You see, that is the fear which made me suddenly in fear, and the voice that comes is like the ego is still. I have a last part of my ego that needs to be dissolved. So it the ego still tries to keep me in. Like still wants to keep the throne. Okay, so it just takes every opportunity, and the minute I just feel like, am I, should I do this, and it go, no, 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 you're not good enough for this. You see, you failed, you didn't do anything, that also went off, this also is gone, and nothing, why you want to go into that, don't do this. This is that is the voice that the ego would tell you to make you feel bad, unworthy, and then you just kind of, oh, yes, this didn't work out. But then I then got a guidance message saying that this is your fear that you need to overcome from a childhood pattern, is that you're being programmed to kind of always perform and be successful in everything that you attempt. Okay, so for example, if I was, that same thing happened when I was studying in school and all. Like the marks, when the marks come, they will always see, okay, I never had any attempt, never failed in anything. So failure was just out of question, and if so that's why it just me then only just said that in order to be really successful in life, you need to see the failures in life, right? Like, oh, I've seen enough failures. So what I'm just saying, all aspect of life, if you know that how failure feels, you will know, you will appreciate the success, and always be humble in the sense, like, you're not going to be, ah, I'm successful in everything, so I'm the great one. No, it will always humble you in an experience, and to know that even after so many failures, how many ever failures, you can still try and come up. And that's what people also want, right? Like, you don't want people, oh, first attempt it became like this, the first everything. No, we just fail, we are like normal people, we go through that. And the key thing is to number of attempts doesn't matter, but whether we have that courage to go face the fear and again overcome it is or not. So that is what, and this particular video I'm just doing it as I am overcoming my fear also. It's quite ironic. So I think with that wonderful good message, I've last one message with which we'll close, guys. So okay, so the last message for divine masculine. So okay, it's divine masculine, divine masculine. Abundance. Let's go. So let's go. Challenges. First, okay, just see that whether I can. Okay, unbearable situations throw you directly into God's arms if you are open. Please take over divine and guide the right actions. Please take this burden and show me your will. What did I say? So I'm happy that all things are coming in correct sequence irrespective of which deck we take. That is how the guidance comes through when you are kind of flowing, right? Like, you just don't think too much, just go with how you feel, like how you just feel, and just go intuitively, just going selecting about cards, and everything will be laid out in such a way that you see that like all the messages were kind of coming together, as you see. And I'm happy for that, and I wish that I convey some message in a positive way. I wanted to make this new year not to be complaining, you didn't do this, you didn't do. I just want to encourage you guys. You might have gone through many things, maybe didn't so many things that mean look bad or something, that please don't judge. God never judges, so we are not here to judge each other. but to encourage each other to become a better person from today onwards, so something like that. So challenges, so that is what, if you surrender, if you trust in God and surrender to God, saying that, and completely not that you go back to the same old ways. We need to, once we surrender, we need to stick to God and completely trust and see what guidance come and how to follow it, and not go back to old pattern. Even if you go, God will not say it's wrong, but only thing, it's like you wasting your own time, so it's up to you. But then this is a very good message, and then most of you masculines are working for this, right? You just look for this is your major concern. So here is it: divine beloved, please show show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. Yeah, so if you generally, when we are going through this kind of a journey, spiritual journey, and we are not following it, if you're following just the ego's way of living, thinking I don't care about it and things, generally it happens that things will slowly fall away, okay? Because we are working from an egoistic thing. We are supposed to be working from heart, but we like kind of do all things from our mind and say, okay, this is the logical way to do this. This is what I know better than what God. Because who's God? We make questions sometimes like that. But if you're a non-believer of God, then I have nothing to say. But then I use the word God, but you can say universe or anything that you can say. Source, yeah, like those kind of words. So I just wanted to should have put that disclaimer before, but then anyways, if that irritates you, then I don't think and this whole thing you would have been watching anyway. So yeah, that's what I was saying. So just make sure that abundance comes from love, loving and showing love for others, loving yourself and loving thy neighbors. So like that. So how you basically show love, and that's how the abundance all comes together. Abundance and your manifestation all comes from your love, not from your mind. So if by chance till now you have accumulated any wealth, everything, sometimes it may just kind of leave you, as you might have to let go certain things, or it will be taken away from you as you close some karmic connections and things. It will all be gone. Know that that is all stripping away is to bring you into God's plan. Okay, so God's plan in abundance, you have your God has reserved certain things for all of you. So that which is 100 times better than what you can get there. So know that you're worthy, and you are loved, and hope in this new year you get the courage to stand up for yourself, and to know that there's nothing that I mean, you know that the people might judge you, but then know that there are people who would just love you, and those are the people who come as in the form of, for example, I was never a person, never thought that I could love people and get to this place of kind of getting into an enlightenment mode, or to become a master in spirituality and things like that. And now I understand what it meant. All this trial and tribulation which I went was to open me up to showing that to help me, like how to say, like be the kind of conduit to show, I mean, the divine love flows through me and to all of you as well. So each one becomes like that. So we all are there to uh, take in the divine love and share it with all the people. So that is something which we are privileged to do it, and know that you are also privileged. But it's about time that you take your time. I mean, go through this transformation, whatever comes, step by step, and just trust in God. I'm just saying that is what I request you, and I wish that I mean, nothing. I mean, I hope you're not too triggered or anything, and you took it in a positive sense. And even if you're watching till now, I'm very happy about that. So know that you're deserving of everything, and With that positive message, I once again wish you a very happy new year, and wish you all the success and wish you all happiness in life. And guys, see you in the next video. And if you like this message and if you really want to help me grow this channel, please do click on the like and the subscribe button. I'll be happy to bring about such kind of messages in future as well. Thank you, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Thank you, bye.